Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. So a lot of people wanted a part 2 video of me reading comments, especially because in my very first video, my original We're Different video, I said in that video that for any foreign black that want to get with it, that knows what's going on, it's a lot of people that do know what's going on. It's funny because I've been hearing a lot of not all white people. I said they'd like to take a page out of the white people handbook, and what are they doing? I've been hearing a lot of not all foreign blacks, or not all continental Africans, or not all black British people. It's not about all. It's not about the ones that don't. It's not about all. It's about the ones that do. The ones that do it. If you're not one of the ones that does it, then we're not talking to you. And for all the people that, are part of BA gang, is gang, gang, gang. And for all of the foreign blacks that get it, you could get with it or you could get ran over. So let's go. Let's read these comments. As a Trinidadian, a direct descendant of Caribbean chattel slavery, I relate. The medical field here is saturated with Nigerians while our med students can't get jobs. I also see how diasporic blacks attempt to imitate black Americans. It is a big mess. And what did somebody reply to this girl saying? What is stopping Trinidadians from going into the medical field like Nigerians? In America, there is an American table where there is a white seat, a native seat, a model minority seat, a black, which had to be fought for seat, and an immigration seat. Foreign, continental, and first-gen blacks somehow decided that they would plop themselves into the black seat for explicit benefits and passes, all the while holding an immigration card behind their back. So when a black descendant of American chattel slavery notices their different behavior when using that immigration card, they call them out. What they should do is take themselves down to the immigration seat and simply live as a black immigrant fully and completely. I agree. Every time I look up in music, TV shows, all the blacks are from overseas, like the show Snowfall. It's about how crack came in the black community. It's a good show, but the main character is British, and watching one of the interviews, he knew nothing about crack. He didn't even know that this was a thing that really happened in America. He was just happy to be on the show. I wonder what will be the long-term effect of this. And somebody replied and said, I had no clue that he wasn't American. As a continental African, I must apologize for the disrespect that my fellow Africans have shown towards African Americans. Without your struggle, the USA wouldn't be the country that it is today, and many Africans wouldn't have gotten the chance to thrive here. This tribal and white savior colonial mentality is a huge flaw that my fellow continental Africans need to address. I don't need to hate African Americans because they are not stealing my country resources, they have not colonized us, and my country is not paying colonial tax towards them. Whites have committed some horrific atrocities in Africa, and yet some of my fellow Africans, especially the ones in power, adore them and easily sell out their own in a heartbeat. Many Africans are some huge sellouts to Europeans that travel to Europe to get medical care or that send their children to the West for education instead of building infrastructure in their home countries. Pan-Africanism can't work if the land with most blacks have this type of mentality. Continental Africans do need to reconcile with the anti-blackness within their communities, and they do need to work on dismantling the anti-blackness before going on about solidarity. I understand that I did not inherit the generational trauma that descendants of American chattel slavery did. I understand that my black immigrant parents wouldn't have had the opportunity to establish a life for themselves in America if it had not been for the blood, sweat, and tears of descendants of American chattel slavery. The rift is real, and it is a deep one. With that said, I've learned a lot from your channel, and I admire your tenacity. I support you. Thank you. In West Africa, there is brutality and apartheid-like systems, differentiation of different kinds of black people to create more divisions and keep control. It is profitable for the groups in charge. You're safe, your children are safe, you thrive where others wither, and you and the others like you band together to ensure it stays that way. And then they come here to the United States and they band against us. And we can't say anything about it because then they come up with this fake-ass narrative that we are anti-immigrant. It's like a long con. It's like they're pulling a long con on us. It's like a long con for real. I am not trying to diminish others' struggle or win the oppression awards. I'm not saying that African immigrants don't deserve to flourish. I am saying that U.S. blacks have not been paid what they're owed, and if continental Africans want to ignore history, ape the mindset of their country's colonizers, and help continue the socioeconomic violence against American blacks, they can ride a white dick back to their country and pull it to the fuck together by their bootstraps. I've been a viewer of yours for a while now as someone with Ethiopian immigrant parents, and as the first person in my family to be born in America, I completely understood where you were coming from. I wasn't offended at all by what you said, and I'm disheartened by the backlash you've gotten, especially given the context of that first video, the one about the article by the Nigerian author. People are taking it completely out of context because they don't want these truths to come to light about how they benefit any fucking foreign black or any type of foreign black that you follow that fucking threw a hissy fit over what I said is not your friend. It's that self-hate. When you feel less than, you project it on others to make yourself feel better. Look at black Americans. Literally every obstacle put in y'all way, you guys have overcame it while creating art at the same damn time. People envy that and they hate it. And they put like a bunch of exclamation points. I'm a first-generation Kenyan-American immigrant, and the ethnic division I've seen here in the U.S. confirms many existing problems within African consciousness of superiority. And then you add post-colonialism and European idealization into the mix. Sheesh, we're in trouble. I could tell you as an African person myself, African cultures have so much superiority complex towards AAs. It's disgusting and gross, and it pisses me off to my core. Thanks for your dissident views and starting these conversations in our own circles. Sorry for all the hatred and vitriol you're getting by so-called fellow blacks. Stay strong, Seren. See, and these are, and like I said, if you're following me on Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of these because I was posting like a lot of these on Instagram. Everyone is calling you xenophobic for calling out ignorant Africans, but no one says shit to the many Africans that talk shit about us. At least you aren't making up shit just to talk the way that they do. They're constantly spreading lies about us. They never have any facts to back it up. What you said was the truth, and I'm glad African Americans are starting to call it out. There is no solidarity. There's really not. All the comments truly surprised me, and I'm really disgusted by the arguments and insults that I'm seeing online. Like you said, so much for we're all black. I want to know, when are Nigerians going to turn Nigeria into America? Don't they have like 200 million niggas over there and can't work together because all they do is beef and use violence against each other? But isn't that what they say about us? I mean, that's true. I apologize for bombarding you with these DMs. It's just that you've touched on a topic that I've thought about a lot, but never really talked to anyone about because I don't see a lot of people having this conversation. And I want to get into that a little bit too. Like, once we got into whatever this era is of we all black and rooting for everybody black, it's like you could not say there's some unfair shit happening because you just get called a hater. You could call all this other stuff. Like, it's really like Pan-Africanism like really does not work for black Americans. Like, we are really expected to do the like bulk of all this work, and like everybody gets the benefit because like we are quote unquote all black, even though like these people are coming here with like all these advantages over us, and like now we are in this like golden era of fucking blackness, 99% of which is based off of nostalgic black American culture from the motherfucking 90s, and a lot of the shit that we're doing right now, like Migos and shit like that, but we're not allowed to say like, hey, we're being mistreated. Like, it's a motherfucking long con. London, UK, Jamaican immigrant parents that came over in the 70s. The Africans hate us here too and call us slave babies. I replied, I was like, yo, a lot of people have been telling me about being called slave babies and rape babies by them. That shit is vile. Listen, you have a motherfucking point. I'm only 9 minutes in and I'm not in my head like, yeah, we, British African and Barbados blacks, that's my lineage, should be working our asses off and not trying to stand on the backs of black Americans. You're right, and I've been saying this for a little while. We in England did not suffer the same plight as descendants of American chattel slavery, although my Bayesian father's lineage did suffer due to the transatlantic slave trade. As you said, in order to fight against the whites stated on our necks, we as foreign blacks need to identify, exemplify, and give massive credit to the descendants of American chattel slavery. We need to underline what makes us different, and we need to understand that DACS or AA are a separate tribe to other melanated people of the world. Understand that what you have gone through and achieved shows what you achieve under pressure. Black Americans are motherfucking diamonds. You are gems. You gave us so much. If I do not give credit to that, I'm a motherfucking fool. People don't like that. People don't like that. People don't like that. People don't like that. They do not like that. What that person just said, people don't like that. They be like, who do those Black Americans think they are? I'm a Haitian American, and honestly, I'm pretty shocked by these sentiments. At first, I thought that maybe you were a bit harsh on foreign Blacks, but never mind that. I was naive. I had no idea so many foreign Blacks held such disgusting feelings. I'm seeing it all over the internet. They get their feelings hurt and go straight to ethnic insults. Sounds like Hellman's to me. That's mayonnaise. That's a mayonnaise brand. I thought they said that we were all Black. Do not trust people just because they are Black. And who is this? I am a Haitian American. Haitians have a motherfucking sign like, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Do not trust people just because they are Black. Vet people's perspectives and upbringings first. Why don't people just mind their business? I have never heard a Black American talk bad about foreign Blacks, but the other way around is much more prevalent. They made up a whole term for you. Who does that? The irony of using African American vernacular English to insult Black Americans. It's like you going to Haiti and using our terms to insult us in our own country. That would be insane, and yet they do it without thinking twice. Worry about yourself, strengthen your family communities, and stop being so obsessed with Black Americans. It is embarrassing, honestly. Think about this. People were so offended that you called them different. They went on rants to prove how different they are from Black Americans. So are we different or are we the same? Right, we are only the same when you can take opportunities away, insult native-borns, and feed into the anti-Black American rhetoric for economic gain. Then you can turn around and say, we are all Black, I did it, how come you can't? They benefit. I put on Instagram, I was like, they are colluding with like the system against us. Like they're colluding with the system of white supremacy against us, hardcore, like hardcore. They are not trying to stop white supremacy. They are just trying to be not on the bottom of the barrel. Yo, now this is the damn truth. I'll have to remember to flip it around this time. Continental Africans let Europe and Asia hoe them and then flee to America or the UK with a superiority complex. I was at Howard in grad school, and a Nigerian literally said he came here just to get ahead at Howard. Somebody else replied, exactly. If anything, we should all be looking down on them. A majority Black continent with all the resources in the world, and y'all can't even get your hands on them. The white man is taking your resources while the Asian man is getting African women pregnant and leaving, but y'all are better than us Black Americans. Our ancestors stayed and fought. Y'all run away to another place thinking you're better than somebody. Truth bombs. I knew kids in my school that were African and they lived in the hood, literally like 3 blocks away from me, but their parents were rich. I've never seen or thought anything about it, and then they were just breezing through everything almost like they already knew it. Yet another comment. It's odd, the myth of coming to the States with nothing. They usually come with an education, at least. They also come with a community set up for them here. Credit, experience owning a business, or money management. They live in the poor Black community for a few years tops while they breeze through courses they've taken already, then move out to better funded communities and areas with more opportunities. I'm not saying immigrants don't work hard, but I am saying their struggle isn't the same. And for the record, we can bet that their schools in the motherland have benefited from Western aid, whether it be from governments or missionaries, both of whom would loathe to give the same amount of aid to American Black communities. The difference in mindset is that Africans resent Black Americans for being lazy and feeling entitled to handouts. They've adopted the mindsets of slavers and thieves. Like Black Americans are owed no reparations for the wealth that we've generated for others. We only have value if we work hard for massa. But I will tell you who is lazy: the white folks who own wealth and capital, investors, immigrants who don't fight for their country to improve and instead come to ours and bitch at us for not making it work in a land where our black asses are far from the majority. Bitch. Thank you. Let's keep going. I'm down with the A gang, that's my tribe, and I won't support our erasure. The way that Africans view us is so insulting. I could see if they felt this way in Africa, but you're in my shit, turning your nose up. Imagine someone coming to live in the house you built from the ground up and telling you ain't shit. Imagine the gravity. Just like I always used to say, they come to our house and want to rearrange the furniture and tell us about our plates and our dishes. You in my house. If I go to your house, that's a different story. But you in my house, you can't tell me how to motherfucking arrange the furniture up in my house. Sorry, no. They wouldn't even be able to come here had our ancestors not fought and died for their rights. That is so heavy, the audacity of them, the nerve. We know that white people aren't our friends, but they feel like white people are their peers. Black Americans have touched that hot-ass stove once to know that white people ain't shit. That's why continental Africans are in deep doo-doo now. They think they can work within the system of white supremacy, and when white people hold them, they get mad. Talking about you guys should stand by us because we're all black and these white people did us wrong. Where is this energy for Black Americans? It is not our fault that they refuse to learn. Continental Africans are taught, yet again, that they are peers with white people and not us. We are mutant hybrid rape babies, yet again. And I never heard this shit before, this rape baby shit, but a lot of people are bringing it up, being called rape babies and slave babies. Like, apparently fucking foreign blacks and, like, continental Africans especially say that shit a lot. Continental Africans are taught that they are peers with white people and not us. We are mutant hybrid rape babies with no culture and live in a trap house until we're offering affirmative action, then it's all love. The past couple days just helped me to realize that continental Africans are literally jealous. They thought that we would be dead and buried in the new world, but nah, we came back like Mariah with the emancipation of Mimi. I was like, yo, you niggas got jokes. I was like, this is why they're mad at us now. Because they take everything so serious, they be getting so upset. And we be cracking jokes because that's all Black Americans know how to do is laugh to keep from crying, roast our way out of everything. I think checkmark Twitter misses you or something. This shit is beyond wild at this point. That's because the majority of checkmark Twitter is foreign blacks that got hot and got famous talking about Black American culture. Period. They don't want me talking about this. They don't want me talking about this. They feel like I'm going to wreck their whole little operation that they got set up because it's a what? A long con on Black Americans. Watched a video of a girl saying that she was Black American and they didn't let her join the African Student Union because she wasn't African. And then they want to say that we are divisive. Fuck off. I don't understand. They love to sit on the mule's back, and if the mule ever complains on how heavy they are, then it's a bad mule. This shit is pointless and hurtful. This is a reminder that we got sold by our own, and still their kids have the audacity to come here and say that we are lost. Thank you for starting this discussion. I needed to hear this. A lot of foreign blacks and especially continental Africans like me need to hear this. And really, it is not your job to educate us, but you do, so thank you. Our liberation is contingent on being able to band together to fight our oppressors, but we cannot do that until we have reconciled our differences, and reconciliation requires the truth to come out. And that's what you're doing, letting the truth out. Letting the truth out. We cannot move forward unless we unlearn, reconcile, and heal. They have such a silly understanding of privilege, they think admitting they have it erases any hard work they did. Just like a white person. If you have not watched my video on privilege, please go watch it. Every single time you start talking about privilege, it does not matter what type of privilege it is. Everybody gets in their feelings because nobody wants to admit that they have any type of privilege. all they want to say is, I worked hard, I worked hard, I worked hard. It's really like a knee-jerk reaction that people really have to get over. They're too emotional. They have such a silly understanding of privilege, they think admitting that they have it erases any hard work they did, and that kills their delusional sense of pride, LOL, especially middle and upper class people. Admitting that they have privilege also goes against the narrative that Black Americans are lazy and that whites and continental Africans and other foreign blacks pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and created all of this on their own with no help. They really, it's like people keep saying, like, continental Africans especially and other foreign blacks as well see themselves as like peers to white people. Like, they talk all the we all black shit, but they really like align themselves with our oppressors. And until that shit gets reconciled, what diaspora? I know my hair looks a little bit different. This is just like a couple minutes later. I also wanted to add that I know, and I've noticed a lot of people that are trying to make this like specifically about like continental Africans and like especially Nigerians. I think that's just because like there's a lot of Nigerians and there's a lot of continental Africans and people have like a lot of experience and interaction with them. So there's like a lot more like things that people could say about like firsthand experiences that they've had. But I also want to say, like, when I say foreign blacks, like I mean foreign blacks, like Black Brits. I'm not letting you off the fucking hook. Like, Black Brits be the main ones in the movies and the motherfucking TV shows and the fucking music. The LMAs of the world, the Daniel Kaluuyas of the world, the fucking little nigga that's in fucking Snowfall that didn't even know the fucking crack was a real thing, the motherfucking Canadians, the fucking blackface Drakes of the world, the motherfucking DJ Academics, fucking Jamaicans of the world. Like, when I say foreign, it's the issue with foreign blacks, like, that's really what I mean. I do not mean just continental Africans or like just Nigerians. Like, it is a huge issue with foreign blacks in general coming here, pretending to be us, shitting on us, benefiting off of white supremacist infrastructure against us. I just want to make that extremely clear. And Brits live in Europe. Like, they come here from somewhere that is not like a war-torn third world country, like whatever that fucking narrative is. Like, they live in a developed nation where if they really wanted to fucking make strides in music and movie and TVs and shit like that, they could. They choose to come here and imitate us. LMA Part 2 video is still gonna come about the fucking Black Brits and reading the Black Brits comments because they are just as bad. Yes.